she thought it was odd that, why would a guy be interested in what women's clothes are all about or what they look like and women's tastes in clothes? And she looked at me on the way out of the shopping center. She said, I think you're gay, aren't you? And I said, no. And she said, yeah, you're gay. You're just covering up because you like window shopping. So we hung out together for a long time. Our first date in the apartment, she had to bring a friend with her. For the meal, she actually got drunk off the de-alcoholized wine that I had bought because Dhyun didn't like to drink wine. She called herself Dhyun, but her name was actually Dhyun in Korean, but she didn't want anybody to try and pronounce her Korean name, so she called herself, which I thought was a mistake. You know, white people have trouble even with English names. It doesn't matter. I always try to encourage Asians to keep their original name. It's so much cooler. I'm not that fond of names like Betty or there's one male name, it's like Matt. Have you ever heard that? If you come to Canada, there's like, for each classroom you'll have about 10 Matts. I'm not kidding you. Matt, the name Matt is just freaking everywhere in this country. And I'm trying to think back to 20, 25 years ago, where did this come from? Which movie star had the name Matt? That all mothers had to name their sons Matt because they can't think of any other name. So, you know, I don't like things being the same all the time. I think you should go be creative, try something different. Anyway, with regards to Dhyun, the worst car accident she had was actually coming out of her parents' hotel in Fredericton, and a car stopped to let her out into the intersection and gave her the go-ahead to go. But she took the car out, I believe she took the car a little bit too far, and got rammed right in the side of the door. Her father paid for the repairs to that car and gave it to her to drive to St. Mary's University in Halifax, where I met her. And she smashed it. And over the course of a year, she had that car looking exactly like it was all smashed up again. I would imagine her father had a fit when he saw that. But one distinguishing physical feature about this girl was her hips when she wore a pair of jeans, and she had this really great huge belt, really wide belt. And I'm telling you, baby girl had them hips. Oh my Lord, was she beautiful. She had the most luscious, curved hips. And I mean, they were like perfectly proportioned. To this day, I could see those hips and that belt so very clearly as if it were yesterday. She was so freaking hot when she wore those jeans and had that belt on. Oh my God, baby girl looked good. What a treat that was. So anyway, oh yeah, first date, she brought her friend. Of course she got drunk off of de-alcoholized wine. I don't know how she did that. But real fussy about the food. Like I cut up lettuce and I'll just put it on the rice and the fish or the chicken, whatever I'm cutting. It usually took me 3 to 4 hours to cook a gourmet meal. And she saw the lettuce that I had put on the plate, and it had, just tiny little pieces of it. It had little brown spots. And she picked up this piece of lettuce with this little smidgen of brown on it. She goes, what's this? And I said, this is your lettuce. And she said, it's damaged. It's rotten, it's damaged. It wasn't rotten, it was just a bit damaged. A little bit brown in one tiny spot. And she says, we don't call this lettuce, we call this garbage. She's referring to her parents' restaurant in the hotel. After the meal was over, I gave each of the girls a rose that I had put in a vase. And we walked down the dorm to the dorm room where her friend, her Chinese friend, and Dhyun she had a separate room, were staying. And the Chinese girl wanted my phone number and email address, because I guess she started to like me too, because of the way I treated them, and respectful and all that. And so as she wanted to take pictures of us, she had her camera, Dhyun had her camera. They started taking pictures of us together in turns. And so when my turn came up, that I was standing by Dhyun, I reached around and held her in an embrace. And Dhyun went, "Aww," and it had to be one of the nicest compliments I'd ever received from anyone. I still remember that to this second. She was so in tune with that gesture and that act of affection that, oh, she really appreciated that.